Wish. Hey, what's good? What's good? What's good? Good morning, good morning, good morning. You know what it is. It's me, your boy Trey, and this is First Formation Morning Sports Talk. So come on and fall in this morning. As we got something to talk about, just as any other time. But tonight, today, this morning, I'm feeling a little more better about my picks. So come on, fall in so we can go ahead and get to it. Ups, lows, all that. So what y'all got for me? How that your boy? Let's go. NBA action is fantastic. Give y'all a little time so y'all can get into the formation. Y'all know how it is when you're trying to right before first order the commander or somebody calls sergeant major, depending on what the formation is before they call formation. Everyone starts to come on in once they walk up to the front. So I'm giving y'all opportunity to get to your stations, battle stations. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yes, 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 yes. Was you and were you not entertained last night? We're gonna have to talk about this little convo for the people to see what's going on, what's good with y'all, so we can get to talking about what it is, what it was, how it went down, all that. Were you not entertained? A little more time, a little more time. What's good, Freddie? Good morning. Good morning. What do we have here?
WGO, what's going on? How y'all doing this morning? What up, Trey?
What's good, brother? What's going on, man? How you feeling?
Man, I'm doing good, man. Glad to be back from good old Las Vegas. You
Okay,
know what I'm
okay.
saying?
The
Yeah,
Vegas swag.
yeah, the Vegas swag, that Vegas heat, that Vegas money spent. Oh my God, man, that was crazy. But hey, man, it's good to be back on this Tuesday, man. How's everybody doing? Hopefully, everybody doing good.
How was the trip? It was like
Man,
first time
man,
going.
man, they
Has
don't
the
call it
Vegas
first.
bug
Man, they don't.
bit you now? You want to pull up a little more?
Man, no, I don't know. I definitely don't want to put up no more. Them prices out there is ridiculous. Hey, but what up, Freddie? What's good? What's good, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, that Vegas, Sin City, man. They call it Sin City for a reason, and I'm here to tell you, man. It was a lovely weekend, man. We had a blast, man. The guys, all of us. Um, just a short story, man. We all went out there. It's for one of my friends here, a good friend of mine named Tro. He's getting married next weekend, so
Mm-hmm.
this was his bachelor weekend in bachelor party weekend in Vegas. So it was like 10 of us, 10 or 11 of us that went out to Vegas, man, and we just had a real good time, man. The entire we went out on Thursday and came back yesterday, and it was just a great weekend, man. We had a real nice weekend, man. The whole time it was I slept like I was so tired. I was so tired, man. I think, man, the whole weekend we may have got a little over 10 hours of sleep out of the 4 days we was there, man. It was crazy. It was very crazy, but it was
As I
fun. It was fun. My first trip, so first time ever in Vegas, so it was definitely a trip worthwhile. Definitely, um, if you get an opportunity to go to Vegas, man, it's worth it. But make sure your pockets are full. Oh, make sure your pockets are full because you're gonna spend some money out there without question.
mm-hmm. Shots,
Yeah.
shots, 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 shots.
Shot that part. Yeah, that part.
I'm
But it
very
was
sure.
cool, man.
I'm very sure
The
you
pool
ain't hit.
parties.
You ain't
Good.
hit Fat Tuesdays on this on the side.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah. I hit Fat Tuesday. Yeah, I
you
hit Fat Tuesdays.
you brought back a Fat Tuesday souvenir.
Yeah, I got a Fat Tuesday cup. Uh, hit a
Uh-huh.
couple other spot guys. It's called what is it called? This restaurant. It was what is it called? Hash House. That's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Hash House. They had excellent food. If you're ever in Vegas, you get an opportunity to go to Vegas. Go check out the Hash House. Great. I mean, I definitely recommend them because their food was excellent. I will say, excellent food. Like you said, definitely hit Fat Tuesdays. Um, Everything was. I mean, it was amazing out there, man. The food was good. Definitely plenty to drink, and for the first time, it's Vegas, so to go out there and see as soon as you get off the plane, um, slot machines and stuff like that in the airport, like I
Yeah.
was like,
The-
wow,
But, but so that's
that's
no different from
crazy.
think about that. That's like no different from getting off the plane and when you get to Korea and stuff like that, or saying things of
Yeah,
that nature.
yeah,
So, but
yeah,
like you said,
yeah,
in the international airport, as soon as you get
yeah,
off the plane, you pull up. If you ain't you can get to it right. Basically,
yeah, yeah. You right there. Like if you there
layovers
for
get to it. If
right,
you waiting, get to it. Like all
yeah.
opportunity is there.
If you there for that, you know what I'm saying. If you come in there for that, they definitely have give you the opportunity to indulge as soon as you walk off the plane. So yeah, that was definitely different to see. I ain't gonna lie, because I was like, wow. Um, these slot machines like all over the airport, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. But I mean, like I said, it was an amazing weekend. We had fun, went to numerous pool parties. I've never been excuse me, to a pool party in my life where the capacity was that high. Like when I
Hmm.
say the pool party, mind you, these, of course, well, I don't want to say of course because there are indoor pool parties, but this pool party at a place called got Tao. It's called Tao, Tao, Tao.
TAO.
The pool, yeah, Tao called Tao. Big, very familiar pool party place in Vegas. When I say standing room only at a pool party, standing room only. When I say you could not even put your feet in the water because it was so many people in the pool, it was ridiculous, man. And then they had DJ Paulie D. For those that watch, what is it? What was he? Jersey Shore and stuff like
Jersey
that.
Shores.
Yeah, he was there. He DJ. I mean, it was just a plethora of everything everywhere. I mean, it was crazy, man. The the waitresses and all, man, it was crazy. And then we did the big pool party on Sunday to close out the whole weekend. We did a huge pool party on Sunday, which was from 12 in the afternoon to 6 in the evening.
Hmm.
And we had a little like cabana or whatever you want to call it, that was right next to the pool. What is it? Rich Homie Quan was there for that. So it was crazy. And that pool party was mad crazy, man. Bigger pool. It wasn't as many people as it was at Tao, excuse me, but it was still an amazing weekend, man. Man, it was an amazing pool party. Like, it was definitely a weekend to remember without question, man. Shout out to all the fellas, man, that went out to it and hung out, man. What's up, Keith? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Appreciate you.
What's going on,
Definitely.
Key? Good morning. Good
What's good?
morning.
What's
Good
good?
morning
What's
to
good?
you.
Good morning. Good morning. But we do got to talk about Game 5, and we had a barn burner Trey. Boy, that was a good one. That was a good one. That one went back and forth. I'm excuse me. I'm willing to say, man, y'all gotta excuse my voice, man, because I mean, my week I left it in Vegas. But I will say, man, last night's game, as we get back into sports, last night game. What up, Steve? What's up? What's good,
What's
man?
good
What's
morning,
good?
Steve?
Last night's game, or not even just last night game, but this series itself, man. I gotta say, excuse me, this is probably one of the best series I've seen. Finals, best finals ever.
Hmm.
This final, they giving you every bit of what they got, and you definitely, if you paying money to watch these games, excuse me, let me clear my throat. If you're going to these games and you're paying for these, you buying tickets to be at the games, you're definitely getting your money's worth without question. You're getting your money's worth because these boys is playing ball. They're balling. They're balling, bro. Well, in my opinion,
Hmm.
and it does look like to me. I mean, y'all help me, Trey. It looks like to me this game is going 7. Like I initially stated, it is going 7.
How did I know
Yes,
you was gonna come in here with the BS this
I'm
morning?
just. How's that the BS? Is that not the real? I
No,
said
that's not
that.
the real. It's going
I
six,
said
as
that.
I said. That's
So
it's
you
going
saying? So you
six.
saying?
It's
So
over.
you saying? So you're saying tomorrow or Thursday night
Thursday
that
night
the Warriors are going to go to
into
Boston
Boston.
and win to close it out.
Yes.
Not with Steph going 0 for 9 from 3 pointers.
But
They
they
not.
won. That's a, you know what?
The only reason they won is because of Wiggins. Wiggins came
But
through.
that's the thing.
Right,
Wiggins
Key.
came through, like you
How many
said, like
he
the
did.
yes, Wiggins came through. That's you know what. Let's get to these stats first, and
Let's
then
get it.
we'll
Let's get
double back.
to it.
Of
Let's
course,
get to it
as
then. Let's
Bishop
get to
came
it.
in and said, what the interesting fact is, yet again, we have another game in which the game was decided by 10 points in this
No, sir. Anthony, I didn't.
championship series. Uh,
Good morning,
we
Uriah. Good morning. Good morning.
as you see. Boston did take the L, losing 94 to 104, with the opportunity for the Golden State Warriors to take a 3-2 lead at this fact of the matter. Of course, the Celtics was led by Jason Tatum's 27 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 20 points from Marcus Smart, three rebounds, 2 assists, 18 points from Jaylen Brown, 10 from Robert Williams III, eight rebounds and 2 assists, and Al Horford 9 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist. The Warriors was led by the unusual candidate in Andrews Wiggins as he dropped 26 points, 13 rebounds, 2 assists. Klay Thompson, 21 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. 15 points from Gary Payton, 5 rebounds. 16 points from Steph Curry, 3 rebounds, 8 assists. 8, 6, 8, 8, and 6 from Draymond. Additionally, also Jordan Poole, 14 points in 14 minutes. What is it? What else is there to say at this point? So,
No,
as Bishop was
it
just
really
saying,
ain't. Yeah.
as Bishop was just saying, uh, in which he believes, still we understand, saying we hold on to certain dreams, certain aspirations, and and we don't want to relinquish it as long as there is a chance. At this point, I believe that the chance is not as prevalent as he believes. So I'm trying to walk him in and saying to have him to deal with the reality that Golden State is going to finish in 6 games. It's as I said up and predicted. Um, the
Oh
games have
boy.
been crazy. There has been a point to where the third quarter is always seemingly the turning point.
The current the Warriors, that's their biggest, yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
the
yeah. So
Warriors have always won the
good,
third quarter.
yeah, good or bad because it's like there's
Right.
been some where they've been like last night, 16 points going into the third quarter. At some point, Boston was up 5 before the fourth
Right.
quarter, and then
Right.
and then we get back. So, but so going back to what he was saying for y'all as y'all was coming in, chiming in, or whatever case like that. The Key says Wiggins, Gary Payton, and Poole and Clay bailed Curry out as they should have. That's what they're a team for. But what's interesting in that, in which Key is talking about, is the simple fact that they did. They won. Like just yesterday, if y'all tuned in yesterday, I was talking about how what it would can Curry carry the team. What who do they if they stop Curry?
Mhm.
Can the Golden State win if they stop Curry? If they put the clamps on him, I don't know if they clamped Curry or Curry was in his head and clamped himself, but Curry was clamped at the end of the day. 16,
Facts.
basically 16 points after a 43-point game. So whatever case, 0 for 9 from 3 point for range, which we're going to talk about too. But he clamped. Saying he was not as he was not there basically for the most part. Just as we talked about how Tatum wasn't there, we talked about how Jaylen Brown has been the sails in the wind and the sails of Boston. In fact, in which it was a collective effort, in my opinion. Wiggins did bail him out. Of course, he did it before in the series against Dallas. He wasn't likely, as we talked about yesterday as well. Like it was going to take someone unlikely to sit up and do something. Of course, what we understand is if you haven't been paying attention, it hasn't been the Tatum show. It's been the
No.
Jaylen Brown show, and Jaylen Brown didn't have a good
I
game.
disagree. I disagree with that one though, Trey. I wouldn't
Really?
say yeah, I wouldn't say
It's
it
been
wasn't hasn't been.
Jaylen Brown has been holding the
Tatum
Boston.
had his game last night.
He's been the reason he didn't have a good game last night, and they didn't win. Tatum had
No,
a
no,
good game.
that's what I'm
Tatum
saying.
had a
Tatum,
good game,
yeah,
and
that's what
they
I'm saying.
didn't
Tatum,
win. But
right,
when
right,
Jalen
right.
has a good game, they win.
Oh, okay. I see where you're going with it. I see where you're
So
going with
so
it.
it's like I think my coach, so me and coach went back and forth. I think a couple of days ago, in reference and talking about that. Like legitimately, Jalen Brown has been the reason for Boston getting doing what he is.
Hmm.
He didn't play a good game last night. It wasn't like he had a dismal game, but it wasn't a game in which he's had over. Uh, in my opinion, Jalen Brown, Tatum has been the Robin to Jalen Brown's Batman in this sense.
Ooh, I wouldn't say that. Now,
Yeah,
not in my opinion now, because Tatum. Now, I'm not basing it off of just last night's game. Now,
yeah,
don't get
yeah,
me
yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
We do know Tatum. It was a couple of games ago that he excuse me, that he contributed not in points but in assists. He had that 13 assist game, which was
Hmm.
game what, 3, I think it was, two,
Hmm.
2 or 3. He
Yes.
had 13 game assists. So we get it. You know what I'm saying? Jalen definitely wasn't that dude. But again, Key, I mean, yeah, Key, you saying Tatum can't close? He can't do it like by himself, like Trey is saying. He has to be able to, he needs to count on Smart, he needs to count on Williams, he needs to count on Jalen. If them guys don't help him out, Tatum is not going to be able to close it out. He's not going to be able to close it out by himself. But just like neither can
Curry.
Curry, because last night we was 0 for 9. I think he ended up with 17 points,
Seven.
but
Yeah,
the
sixteen
man of
point
the
seven to
hour,
22.
yeah, 16 points, but the man of the hour was Wiggins.
Hmm.
Wiggins came in and did his thing. So when it's all said and done, Tatum's going to need his counterparts, his people to come around and rally around him and to help him get 2 wins. I do feel like Boston would win Thursday's game, but I don't think they
Hmm.
have enough to win two,
So this is
especially
what I would say.
that
This
last
is
game in Golden State.
this is what I would say. Right. This is when you take a like you've changed my whole thought process and going towards this. This is what I would say.
Hmm. Hmm.
And watch this to happen.
Okay.
Tatum, Tatum is going to have even a mediocre a mediocre game to what we know of him. We're talking about maybe 18, 16 points. Tatum is going to have a mediocre game. If Jalen Brown goes off, I'm talking about
Which
20
game five? I mean
games,
game
game
six.
six, goes game six. Tatum is already going to have a mediocre game. If Jalen Brown goes off, I'm talking about 24 or more points, Boston will win. And it would
But
go
let
to
me say
show.
this. Let me ask you this though, Trey. When the last time Tatum had a mediocre game at home?
That's a good
At
point.
home.
I would have to go back and
At
look at
home.
that
Now, if you just said that he'd have done that
in game
in
seven.
or no, yeah, game 7, or yeah, on the road, I get that because he's done that. But
Hmm.
at home, Tatum shows out. He actually shows his pure behind when he's at home. So I feel like Tatum has disappeared in every fourth quarter of this series.
He
He is their
has.
best player, averaging 3 points per game in the fourth. This is on his shoulders. Facts, true, coach.
Hmm.
True, coach. He has. He hasn't been showing up in the fourth quarter
And you
at
know
all,
what?
and
But you know
it
who
has been
has?
his Achilles heel.
You know who has?
It's
Jalen
Smart
Brown. And when
and Smart.
well, yeah, and just because and Jalen Brown was just was had the same energy that Tatum had in the fourth quarter last night, and they lost. And so that's why I'm
Right.
saying, like, I believe that
Right.
you know, what I'm saying it is it would be so disrespectful if they were to come back and win. I mean, I get it if Tatum comes and shows up the last two games, I could get it, but I think that this it would be so disrespectful if Tatum doesn't show up, if Tatum, if they get the win and they go to a 7 and they are able to get the win the championship, and Jalen Brown doesn't get the MVP because he has been the true and other outside of last night, he has been the reason they have even been in games, and
Oh,
basically
facts. I
he's
totally
been
agree.
showing up. You know, what I'm saying he's been
Totally
showing
agree
up,
with you. Right.
and like
Totally agree with you.
everyone is seeing it, just like they're saying, just like after your price said it's probably a situation in which I don't know, is it getting to Tatum's head? We talked about it. I think Cornelius talked
What, the
about it.
fourth quarter thing?
Well, not even fourth quarter, just in
Oh,
general. Like the
okay.
it's maybe it's not that time yet for Tatum. He hasn't arrived at that yet. You know what I'm saying? Or it
Mhm,
could where
mhm.
we could be doing some disjustice to injustice to Wiggins because Wiggins has been on him
Mhm,
and sit up and
mhm. True.
put the
Yeah,
clips on
yeah,
him
yeah,
too
yeah.
in the fourth quarter. It's not maybe it's not that he's disappearing. Maybe it's Wiggins, Payton. even I seen Steph DM up last night. It's like
Yep.
maybe that can be Tatum's doing what he's doing. It's just they're doing what they're doing better. You know what I'm saying? As we always say, defense wins ball games. So
Right.
uh it just and so that's what it comes down to, in my opinion. When you look at it, last night, of course, we looked at it. Uh, like you said, Curry had a bad shooting night, but
He did.
he got picked up by those four individuals. Um, I mean, do and then and so what's this additionally, because you was just saying how you was just saying you believe them, they can get a game seven. So this is what I will say, or we take it to 77. What I will
Mm-hmm.
say is, interesting enough, Boston throughout this series or throughout the course of the playoffs is 3-0 in closeout games. That's the closeout game for Milwaukee to close them out in the numbers in the six. Was good, DJ. uh that was good. That was the Milwaukee game, game six in
Hold on, Jay.
Milwaukee. They won that. They
Mm-hmm.
won the game seven in Milwaukee, and they won the
Mm-hmm.
game seven in Miami. So they're 3-0 in closeout games. I will say that. So that I
Okay.
don't know if we want to say if that's a good thing or not. To be maybe it says that when the pressure is on, they do their best. But
But can I say this? Did
go ahead, sir.
didn't Boston win the third quarter last night?
Oh yeah, yeah. They walked them in.
And
They
that's
walked them down like
and,
they took a lead at some point.
right in the third quarter. Isn't that
Yeah,
the
in the
first
third
time that's
quarter.
happened? Isn't that the
Yeah,
first time that has
yeah, it
happened?
was yeah. But then
So that
Golden State
but
broke it
they
back
came
in,
back.
and
Right.
then you know
So
say it
all
took
I'm saying is
yeah
what you just said about them closing out in regards to the
the closeout
Warriors.
games. But
Yeah.
see,
Hey,
but
it's
the,
not gonna happen. It's
but
not it's not going
there's
to
the other
happen.
side of there's the other side of the spectrum to that though, and the other
What's
side
that?
of the coin, is the other side of the coin is they won with
He did
Steph
though,
having
brother.
a bad. They won with
Bad
Steph
game.
having a bad game,
Mm-hmm.
and it's game six. And you know what game six usually means?
What?
Out the Raptors, through the hall, out comes game six Clay. And we have not seen a game six Clay in this series.
And see,
Of
this is
course,
why I
it's
beg
game
to differ.
six. And see, so it's like
This
you
is why I
just
beg
had
to
a
differ.
bad game with
But this is
Steph.
why I beg to differ. This is the
Okay, I'm
thing,
listening.
right? This is the thing. Where Golden State closed out and won where in the last series?
Clay drops 35 in this next in game six. Go ahead. What you say now?
No. Golden State won before this finals. The Warriors won the game. Where at that last in the last series
Game
on the
was it
road
game seven? Yeah, it was game seven,
on
right? Wasn't it?
on the
Oh, game
on the
six. It
road,
was
right?
game six. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Game six on the road, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the road.
Or
There
game
is
five. Was it
no,
game five?
I forget.
I think
I
they won
know it was
game
on the
five.
road.
I had
I
to
know it
look.
was on the
Yeah,
road.
I'm listening. Go ahead. Yeah.
And so with that being said, there is no way that they are not going to allow them Warriors to win the title on the road. That game is going to be won at home for the Warriors. It's going to be won at home on their court with their fans.
Mm-mm.
That's inevitable, bro. It's going to happen. I'm telling you.
You
They're
know
going to
what?
win that,
You know
bro.
I
They're
used
going
to
to win
watch.
that game on at home so that they can celebrate with their fans
You know what?
at
I
home.
watch. I used to watch as a kid coming up. I used to watch a movie, and the
Mhm.
movie was called Nightmare on Elm Street
That part key.
with a character in it named Freddy Krueger. And you know what? I remember one particular one. It was Freddy Krueger. It was Nightmare on Elm Street number three, part three.
Hmm.
And it was a
Hmm.
time in which the kids were sleeping. It was a bunch of high school kids, or college kids, and they were doing whatever they was doing what they can to battle them, going to sleep on purpose because they wanted to fight him in their dreams. And you know, it was one kid who thought he was a wizard or something like that, and that's who he was in his sleep. And you know what happened when Freddie got a hold of him? He did
What?
he of course he did what he did with the glove, and you know what he told him?
What?
I don't believe in fairy tales, kid. That's exactly what you're selling, Bishop. A fairy tale. That
It's
is
not a
not
fair.
going to
Like
happen.
Key said. You see what Key says. That's true. We already know this, man. We
No,
already know this, man. It's going to go seven, bro. That's why I
no,
said it from the beginning. All right, y'all heard it here first, man.
it goes
Trey, I
six.
don't know why Trey
It
don't want to drink the Kool
goes
Aid when it's sweet.
six.
The Kool Aid is sweet. You can drink it, bro. It's sweet. I'm telling you, is that good grape sweet Kool Aid, bro.
No,
That
fam.
good.
We we want that
I don't believe
bittersweet.
in NBA
We want
Kool
that
Aid.
bittersweet strawberry
No,
lemonade that
no,
hits you
no,
right here. That's
no,
what you
no,
get.
no.
That right here, where you like, when you talk, you like, ooh, we're like, woo. You know what I'm saying? That's what we want. We don't want no
No.
sweet grape or anything. We want that like, hit you right here. That's what we're looking
What
for.
do you mean? You know how you don't agree that the NBA gonna control the narrative, Dodo? I do. I feel like when it's all said and done, man, they're gonna make sure whether it be the officiating those, think about it, whether it be the officiating to allow Boston to win Game Six, or whether it be Boston just flat out just beats Golden State to win Game Six. But either way, Boston's gonna win Game Six so that they can finish at home. If the
Scott
series,
Foster
what is
in
that?
the chat.
If the series goes seven, that means Warriors going to win Game Seven. When I said that already, yeah, I said it from the beginning that the Warriors going to win the whole thing. But I said it was going 7 games. Scott Farrs has ended the chat. You crazy coach.
So
I'm just saying, man. Y'all heard it here first. Y'all heard it here first, bro. I'm telling you.
I
That's how
think
it's going down.
I think it's going to be too much mounting for for Boston. I mean, it's unfortunate if they lose it on their home floor, but amongst the
Good question,
17
Anthony.
17 banners in their rafters, but I think Golden State takes this one home.
Not on the road, man. Not in my opinion. Not in my opinion. Okay, I can handle officially, but they're not telling the players to make it 70. Oh, I got you. Okay, Doge, I
Yeah,
got you on
yeah,
that part. I got you on
yeah.
that part.
That's
But
too
this is
many.
a good question, Anthony. Who does the refs play for? Play for the NBA or the fans? That's a good question. I love to hear your answer, bro. That's a good answer. That's a good question.
The
But
rest of
when it's all said and done, yeah, it is what it is. We gonna see. Thursday can't come fast enough to find out, but we definitely gonna see. I like I said, I still got
I
Golden
just
State,
I
and
just
it's
look
still
at it
going
like
seven.
they took care of business in
They
fair
did.
fashion with
They did.
Steph not making a single
3.
three.
0 for
16
9.
points. 0 for 9. 16
0 for
points. They
9.
took care of business. Wiggins went for
But
26.
let me ask you this: Do you think this is it?
No. I thought about it yesterday. Like I said, that was one of the topics of what you talked about yesterday. I just don't think they slowed him down. I think Steph was in his head. I think the only person that has been slowed down in the game, the whole series, has been Tatum. He's the only person that has been slowed down, and which is, what I'm saying, which they was fortunate that Brown was able to merge. They was fortunate that they were all hitting on all cylinders in game one. But I think the only person that has been slowed is Tatum at this point. I don't think Curry got slowed down. I think everyone else has just been having a problem not being accomplished. But I did say yesterday, I asked the question if Steph Curry, can they win if Steph Curry gets taken out the game? I think actually I would say that they did slow Curry down. I digress. They did. They did. They was double teaming him, and they made it hard for him, especially in the third quarter. They was D'ing him up, saying running double team, sending Robert Williams out to him to give height, so that way he would have to even shoot quickly over him. Grant Williams double team. So I think they in the third quarter they definitely slowed them down. And then of course with him missing the that was mounting, and it just became it was just a lot. But at the end of the day, I think uh, like I said, they picked him up. That he got picked up. Draymond, even though he has not scored over double digits yet, he had
He had 8 last night. Yeah.
yeah, 8 points, 8 rebounds, 8 and 6 assists. That 6 assists contributes to points at anywhere
Right.
from 12 to 18 points for the most part. So, I mean, he did help in some way, form, or fashion. But so we can't say that his the points, the 8 points. If his 8 points wasn't there, they would have only won by 2. However, if his 6 assists wasn't there, it would have probably been a little bit different, or someone else would have to pick up on the assist. So, uh, to your question, I think they maybe they did slow Curry a little, definitely in the third quarter. So you're saying if it's a game 7, the Warriors lose a game 7. I don't want, of course, I don't want to say that. You know how I feel. I want Boston to lose, but I just don't. I don't think it's. No one wants to be in the position because anything can happen to where you're in that game 7 and nothing goes down. Can you imagine if Steph had game 4 in game 5, game 6 goes back to Boston, and they tie it up, and you go back to or go back to the Golden State, and he has a game that he had last night. Can you can you imagine that in that type of atmosphere? That is a difference, especially when you're looking at something that's in front of you. Like, how many have you been willed towards something once you see it? Like, for the majority of us that are service members or retired service members, whatever case like that, how many times have you been tired on your PT test? And once you get an ear shy of hearing that time, and it's like, okay, unless you was already just good and didn't make a difference, but once you get an ear shy of hearing that time, 14, 26, 27, 28. And you was
Yeah.
like, oh, and you get that, you know what I'm saying, that little burst, you know what I'm saying, to finish it out to where whether you're sprinting or you picked up the speed, but you was running and you was tired. You get that. So that's what I see. If it's a game 7, that it's the same thing that's going to happen. Everyone's with an ear shy, and as those clocks tick, if you ain't get, if it's a close game, now it's a pickup, and well, there's no game 8. So that's why I just think that it's. That's why I say that it's a possibility Boston could lose. In my opinion, I mean, of course it is that, but in my opinion, no matter what the trajectory has been for any team, if they get to a game 7, it's anyone's game. No matter what no matter what has happened in game 6 or all the other series. At this point, it's just will versus will, and I wouldn't want to be in that position.
So I don't know if y'all noticed, and I don't know if this is a factor, and I haven't had an opportunity to hear yet, and hopefully maybe Trey, you may have, but I don't know if y'all noticed, but Steph Curry came out in the second half with different shoes on.
Yes, yes,
He
yes. He
swapped
did.
shoes out.
He put the purple joints on.
He put on the purple ones. He had on the pink and white or red and white, whatever you want to call it, initially, and then he came out in the second half with some purple shoes on. And we all know shoes do make a difference when it comes to pretty much any sports shoes where you have athletic shoes where you have to use. They play a significant part in your gameplay, whether it's the how heavy they may be, how light they may be, the traction on them, you know what I'm saying, the ankle support, whatever it is. Um, so do you feel as though, Trey, that may have played a factor in Curry going 0 for 9 last night?
Well, that's why he wouldn't switch them because he's like he switched back to him. So I think it was just a matter. Like I said, in the third quarter, they definitely played a different type of defense on him, and which had him
Mhm,
frustrated. He couldn't get a shot off. He was quick with his shots, or whatever case like that. He started
mhm.
when he come across court. He wasn't shooting a 24-footer. He was shooting like a 28, 29, 29, 30-footer to keep the distance, to give him separation, and everything. It just wasn't his night for anything to go down. So I just think he wasn't. It didn't even make what shoes he could have had on. The joints from like Mike. He could have. He wasn't going to be hitting last night. It was like it just wasn't his night.
I like that, coach. We all know Steph has disappeared in big moments. Tatum has done the same. It's going to come down to which star does the best disappearing act if it goes 7. I like that. You're right. You're right.
No, he wear his brand.
Is Curry wearing his brand of shoes or no? Yeah, he has. Curry has his
He
own.
wears
It's
that
Under
brand.
Armour.
Yeah, he wear. Yeah,
Under
he
Armour is his
wears his
brand.
Under Armour joints.
Yeah, he has his own brand. Under Armour. He has a contract with Under Armour. But I noticed that, my brother-in-law noticed it while we was watching the game last night at first, because and I was like, oh, he did change his shoes because he did have the red and white or whatever color you want to call it,
Yeah,
red and white.
halftime. I think he went purposely when they changed them. Actually, they put
Oh
him
yeah,
out at the end.
yeah, without
Yeah,
question.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
wouldn't
without
purposely
question.
put
And
it
we
out.
know people do that. Yeah, the purple shoe, the purple shoe. Yeah, we know some people do. Some players do that. You know, for whatever reason. Like I said, if whether it be the weight, whether they don't like how they feeling right then and there when it comes to whatever. Yeah, it is what it is. But for him to go 0 for 9, I was like, I wonder if that had a contributing factor for him going 0 for 9 from the 3 point line. And Curry has anyone also noticed Curry has been shot horrible from the free throw line too. Like he's missing free throws left and right. Like there was a technical last night that he missed the free throw shot. And that's not the first time. Like Curry is struggling. Like this is the most I've seen Curry struggle in this series, or pretty much this whole playoff since they've been like he's having issues. I was hearing it was his finger. Oh, maybe okay, maybe that's what it is. It's got to be something, bro. It's got to be something, Key. It's got to be because I can't see why he's struggling so bad shooting the ball. Now I will say, they banging him up. He's hurting, and that could be it. That could be it. LB, I could see that. I could see that. I could see that. That could be a factor because he is getting banged up. He is. I will say the refs was swallowing their whistles a bit last night. They were swallowing their whistles a little bit. But I knew was good, Fred. What I did know though is that I knew when that game started last night, and Draymond had already had as many points as he had in the first two games or the last games. I knew that the Warriors was gonna win because Draymond came out with some type of chip on his shoulder in that game, and one I don't know want to say I don't want to necessarily say he wanted to prove something, but in a way he did. But I mean, he did only have 8 points, but he had 8 rebounds and 6 assists. Um, but Draymond was playing. You could tell he was playing on a different. He was playing differently, in my opinion. Um, and I knew then that the Warriors was definitely going to win that game last night without question.
So, of course, additionally, there was a couple of highs and lows in yesterday in the NBA, specifically in that the game with the game. So, of course, yesterday, Draymond, Steph, and Clay became eclipsed the trio of Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and Manu Ginobili with their 20th win in the NBA Finals. That is a feat that has been held down over the past 30 years, in which now they are atop that with an opportunity, of course, to go up one more with them winning their fourth championship. So, of course, while Draymond, Steph, and Clay holds the record for NBA Finals games won as a trio. The last team to do it in the 30s was Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and Manu Ginobili. Additionally, what happened last night was Steph Curry missing, not getting a single bucket. He breaks his record of 233 games, uh, counting regular and postseason, 233 straight games with at least one 3-pointer made. Prior to that, he had the record for it at 196. He when a game didn't make a 3-pointer, came back 233, and so now we look for him to do that again. Of course, another record that he lost was he went 132 games in the playoffs in which he made a 3-pointer. That spanning back to 2013, so that record is gone too. But interestingly enough, when you start with the highs again, his court mate or teammate Klay Thompson is now in one of three players with over 100 3-pointers made in the NBA Finals. Of course, he passed up LeBron James, who had 101 for a second all time. He sits behind only his running mate Steph Curry, who has totally 146 3-pointers made in the NBA Finals. Clay is currently at 102, and like I said, LeBron is 101. Uh, Another high. Speaking again to Steph, even though he lost the record for the 3-pointers made. He, however, did move into 10th all time in assists with 400. Correction, with 196 assists in the finals. He passed John Havlicek, who was at I think 100 and uh, what was I think Havlicek was 190 or something like that. So now he's 10th all time as well. Draymond Green moved from 8th to 7th, passing Michael Jordan. With now Draymond has 211 uh, assists all time in the NBA Finals. Of course, the number one or the top three is Michael Magic Johnson, who has 584, LeBron James with 430, and Bob Cousy with 400 total assists. What was interesting in that, so definitely different. JaMychal Green for the Denver Nuggets has been traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder as they receive JaMychal Green and the 2027 first round pick from Denver protected, and Denver gives up the 30th pick for this upcoming draft, which is at the end of the month. So now that puts Denver as having the 21 and 20, the 21st and 30th pick in the first round. Oklahoma still has the second, 12th, and 34th pick of this draft, which is the first two rounds, 2 and 12 in the first round, and number two in the number 34 in the second round. Additionally, they also gave up their second round pick for the 2023 and 2024 season. So we're starting to see the willing and dealing as teams look and jockey for position to be in play next year. Excuse me. And lastly, in the unfortunate turn of events, uh, forward Montrezl Harrell uh, faces felony drug charges as he was stopped in Kentucky on a traffic stop. They said he was following too close to a car in front of him. The trooper stopped him, pulled it over, uh, smelled the smell of marijuana, and did a search. During the search, he found a bag in this backpack um, of 3 pounds of vacuum sealed marijuana. So
Mm.
of course, yeah. So of course, with that being said, he was charged with trafficking less than 5 pounds of a controlled substance. If found guilty, he can face up to 5 years. He can be sentenced up to 5 years. He's due to appear for preliminary court in sometime next year. I think July 13th. Of course, currently he's expected to be a free agent this summer. Um, so when I look at it, I don't know if I wonder what he said or what's going to be the defense. Was it his? It's like, no, I'm not trafficking. I'm not. I'm just. It's mine.
It don't matter. You can't prove that though.
I so
Either way, you can't prove it.
I would.
Whether it was yours or not, you cannot prove whether you was if whether you was trying to traffic it or not. Because the
You know
fact of the
what?
matter, it was vacuum sealed and it was in your possession.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah, it definitely goes. So you know what? So I completely understand what you say. True enough, you can't prove it. But what I would
Mhm.
try to prove is, you know, how much money I make or how much I've made. You think if I'm a traffic, you think I'm only trafficking with 3 pounds? Like, come on, get out of here, fam. Stop playing with me.
I
You
mean,
know
I
how
feel
much
where you're going with that.
you know how much I made on my last contract, and you gonna sit up and jam me up for 3 pounds? Like, you think I'm moving 3 pounds? Come on, stop playing with me.
I
Like,
know, no,
no.
no, no. Don't get me wrong. I get where you're coming with that. But when it comes down to it in court, all they have to say is, yeah, okay, I get it. We get who you are. We get how much money you make. We get it's only 3 pounds. It's about make that part. It's about making an example. And the fact of the matter is, if he's just because you're a star, don't mean you get away with vacuum sealed marijuana in your
I
car.
wanted to preserve this
Nah.
herb.
Where was he going? Was he going out of the country?
Nah, he was driving across. He was driving through
That so
Kentucky.
what did you preserve? How much did you preserve it just driving?
I
Like it ain't finna lose. You ain't finna
I got
lose
the
that
good
much,
stuff from
bro.
I got the good stuff from Charlotte. Like this is I just
Yeah,
I just simply like that would be my defense. Like yo, if I'm trafficking, like I'm not trafficking with 3 pound. I'm trafficking. I'm. I guess maybe it's the term. It's always in the term of words or a case like that.
right,
I can get it,
right,
but and
absolutely.
then it depends on what say what it is or what the laws for marijuana are in the state of
In that state,
Kentucky.
in which, right,
Yeah, so of that as well. But it's like definitely if you not finna jam me up when I got millions, you not finna jam me up for 3 pounds. Like that's not this. If that was the case, if I wasn't, I wouldn't be moving it like that. Like in so
like
many
what?
other ways. In a backpack in my back seat.
I mean,
Unless he just purchased it, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's just certain things. When I sit and look at it, I'm not about to get jammed up for 3 pounds. But you know what? I've done dumber things in my life. So, but
and
it's
we all have,
yeah.
and
So
we
I
all
agree.
have. And you would think he would have learned from Brittany Griner, but okay, obviously he's like, Brittany, she ain't do it right. Uh, that's what he thinking. All these people that make all this money act like they have no sense. Do things to jeopardize their futures. Give us that type of money and see what we do. That part, I'm with you on that one, bro. But at the same time, LB, I'm gonna put it.
We do
I'm
exactly
gonna
what I
chalk
just
it up.
said. Moving more than
I'm,
3 pounds.
I'm at the same time, I'm gonna chalk it up to like what Trey just said. When you young, you make foolish mistakes. You make foolish mistakes. Yeah, we can look back. We could say now what we wouldn't do, but can we say that we wouldn't have done it at the age in which they're doing it? No, we can't, because we're at a younger age. We don't know no better. We would hope we do better, but we don't all know no better. Sometimes we don't know better. We made foolish
Yeah.
mistakes at a
I
younger
mean, even
age.
though he is 27, 29 or something like that, but
That's
still,
still
you
young,
just
bro.
say, yeah.
That's still young. That's way like some at 26, 27. You only what maybe well depending on basketball, you might have been 10 years in the league, by maybe 8, 9 years in the league, somewhere
Yeah.
like that. But you're
Like you
still
said,
young.
jeopardize at this point, jeopardizing because now he may
Yeah,
not get signed, or he could do 5 years. He may not get
right.
signed. Like
That
it's
part.
all that comes into play at this point. And yeah,
Yeah. And I
yeah,
and I and I like I said, when it's all said and done, you chunk it up as a a foolish mistake, and you have to own up to it. You have to own up to it, and it is what it is. But I get where my LB is coming from. Yeah. Hindsight is 2020. Today we know so much better. We've matured a great deal compared to our 20s, 30s, and 40s. Um, and we just try to if we could all go back and do some things differently in our younger years, I'm sure we all would,
hmm.
without question. But I mean, we hoping for the best for him. Hopefully, they give him a slap on the wrist and keep it moving. But I'm gonna put it to you like this: if they just give him a slap on the wrist, don't get me wrong. I know we really can't compare, but it's gonna be compared regardless because of the fact of what it is. They give him a slap on the wrist, they still gonna look at it like, well, damn, Brittany Griner's still stuck over in Russia. I get it. Brittany Griner, the thing about this, and it's crazy, right? Because Brittany Griner, we know, got caught with a vape pens
Hmm.
cartridges. Now, while we was in Las Vegas, right? We was at a few events, right?
Hmm.
And a few of the events we were at, they were, of course, y'all know marijuana is legal in Nevada. So we was in a few events, and some of the guys in which I deal with or hang with or indulge or whatever. So we was there, and we was in some of these establishments and whatnot.
Not to
And
incriminate, not to
yeah,
incriminate y'all, but out of the 10, how many indulge?
oh, I don't know how many. Probably out of the 10, probably 8. So probably about 8 of us. But so we was in a few of those establishments, man, and of course it tells you a lot of a few of the establishments like, yeah, yeah, you can, Anthony, you sure can on Fremont Street, yeah. And then people were doing it, but inside the establishment, it'll tell you, no marijuana use and stuff like that, right? So
Hmm.
you get it, you know what I'm saying? You get it, but you can smoke. And when I say smoke, you can smoke cigarettes, you can smoke cigars, stuff like that. Um, but you just can't you just can't smoke marijuana in the establishment. And then my one of my partners was like, "Well, damn, why can't I vape?" Well, it's because of the fact that they don't know what's in the vape. They don't know what you're vaping. So therefore, they won't allow you to vape inside the establishments.
Hmm.
So it's just like, it's just like one of those things where, vaping is considered, it will unhealthy just as much as it is to smoke cigarettes. But it's just the fact of the matter that, it's just like that when it's all said and done. Like I said, with Brittany, she had a vape
Go
cartridges
to cookie.
compared to oh boy having actual. He didn't have, it was actual weed, right? It wasn't joints or nothing, right? It was actual weed, just the
No,
actual
yeah, it's just it's just
substance itself.
packaged and zipped. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Right. So therefore, it is what it is. Like I said, I hope, either way it works out for him for the better. But we'll see.
Why? Just another question. Why another? Did y'all go to cookies while y'all was in Las Vegas?
No, we want the line was ridiculous, bro, to
Oh,
get
for
in.
real?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, we wanted to. We went to the next one over called XL.
Okay.
We went to XL. But yeah, cookies had a line to get in. Yeah, it was crazy, bro. It was crazy. And what those places in which Trey is talking about, those are um um dispensaries, weed dispensaries. Planet
Planet
13, 13,
Planet.
that is the biggest weed dispensary in the world. We didn't get a chance to go. We heard about it, but they yeah, we didn't go. We didn't get a chance to go to Planet 13, but that is the biggest weed dispensary in the world.
Um.
Yeah, that too, Anthony. That's what we heard too. That's why we didn't go to Planet 13. That's the main reason why we didn't go to Planet 13 is because of that.
So yesterday we had a brief conversation with a couple of people that was on yesterday. I would like to know your thoughts on this, Bishop.
Okay.
Format. The days of yesteryear, the format was 2-3-2. Now it is 2-2-1-1-1.
111. Mm-hmm.
Which one would you prefer, or which one are
I
you
like the
more
way
so?
it's down.
You like it
I like the
now?
way it's 2-2-1-1-1. Yeah, I do. I like it. I like the
Mm.
way. I don't. The 2-3-2. I remember those days too. Um. Yeah, I like the way. I like the 2-2-1-1-1-1. I like that. I do. I like that one better than the 2-3-2.
See, I think more of the pressure that 2-3-2 puts pressure on you. Where it's like, what I'm saying, and then it gives you the opportunity to close out on your own floor for the most part. Well, maybe okay, but if I think about it, I guess the 2-2-1-1 puts more pressure
Yeah,
on that
because you
thing.
get, and not only that, the more pressure, but also the travel. You traveling back, like you get that one game at home, then you travel back on the road. You're on the road, then you come back home. So it's like, okay, you kind of like you get that kind of like that break. Whereas that 2-3-2 is like really, I mean, don't get me wrong, you're still traveling, but you don't get that break like you do with the 2-2-1-1-1. In my opinion, I prefer the 2-2-1-1-1. In my opinion. Well, what was the majority? What was everybody else saying?
Actually, I don't remember how many people said. I think one or two people said they were. I didn't even think they said what it was. They just more so we just had the conversation in reference to it, or whatever case like that. And I did more talking in reference saying I think it was the days of yesteryear where the 2-3-2, where now if you use a 2-3 format in this series, what would it be? What would it be at this
Oh,
point?
would it be the same? Would the series be still 2-2 or 3-2
Yeah,
now? But would
yeah,
the
yes,
series be 2-2?
yeah. What
That's a
would
good
be the
question.
outcome? Would like
Yeah,
if Boston
that's
got
a
a
good
chance
question.
to sit at home for 3 games?
Games, yeah. Would they have won all three games, or would they have won two out of the three? Yeah, that yeah. Which would definitely be, and you know what? I wouldn't be against like every year switching it up to change the monotony. Like this year it being it's 2-2-1-1-1. Next
Hmm.
year I would say for the finals make it 2-3-2. 2-3-2 2-3-2. Yeah, 2-3-2. Like yeah.
I was even
I
saying I
think
remember the days when it was the first round was a best of five.
best of five. Yes.
Hmm.
Yep. The best of five. Yep. I remember that too. Yeah. I yeah, but I wouldn't be against them trying to go back and forth with that every other finals. Change it to 2-3-2, and then the next year follow it up with a 2-2-1-1-1. I think that would be real. I think that would be real tight, to be honest with you. That way, every that following year they were like, dang, we should have won it this year because next year we got to do that 2-3-2. Man, I think that would shake up the league, man. In my opinion.
So of course we have been doing a little more and more covering of the WNBA action. Of course, last night they didn't have any games due to the fact that they had the NBA Finals last night.
Finals.
But
Mm-hmm.
they're back in the saddle as was 2 game slate for the WNBA. Game one, the Phoenix Mercury, who are on a 2 game winning streak, will take on the Washington Mystics, and then game two will be the Seattle Storms. Additionally, on a 2 game winning streak, will take on the Minnesota Lynx in Minnesota. So, of course, we had those 2 games that we playing tonight. As we said before, I know me and Coach Uriah was going back and forth about it yesterday with talking about how Coach Becky Hammond is basically whatever she's being paid is showing is currently the worst because they have the best team in
Best
the
record in the
W
league.
best record in the league. Yeah, so you can resume that, right? You know, what I'm saying is she the pay is worth it at this point. But as he said, it's more about them championships as opposed to the regular season. And so still there's work to be done. But at this point, at the 13-2 or 11-2 or something like that, the
Mm-hmm.
Las Vegas Aces are the number one team in the WNBA. And you know the WNBA has a different format when it comes to their playoffs, where they don't keep the same as the games go, the formats go. So yeah, they don't go in with all the number one seeds and all that type of stuff seeding in conferences. They just throw X amount of teams into a playing field, and they play. And as they go through the trajectory for switches. So if you're a 7 seed and you win over an 8 seed, then you're gonna, of course, that's gonna be the dude you're gonna go and play the next highest seed that you're supposed to, as opposed to playing a bracket. So. Very different, interesting way of doing things. I don't know if they would have brought that into this year's tournament. Ooh, can you imagine
What?
if they had did that with the in this tournament, the NBA championship, instead of remove the seeds and just put I mean, not remove the seeds, but remove the conferences and just put the 16 teams against one another from 1 to 16.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would have been, yeah.
I wonder
Hmm.
what we'll be at. I'll have to take a
Right.
look
That
at
would
that
be
later on to
crazy.
see where that would have been at for the most part. But yeah, so of course. Uh, so yeah, shout out. Oh, you know what? Me and Ron held you down over the
What are you
course
talking about?
of the weekend. We didn't give a boomer sooner, but we did
You
congratulate.
you you, bet, you better gave a boomer sooner. You better
Why
gave a
would we
boomer
do?
sooner.
Why would we
What?
do something like that?
Because we the women of the Oklahoma Sooners won another Women's College World Series championship once again, back to back, baby, back to back. That's a boom. Sooner. Let's go. Let's go. Them girls did their thing, and I think I said that before I left that there was two big 12 teams in that World Series. Oh, okay.
Well,
And not only that,
it was only one. I don't know.
that was
That was the spring. No, I'm saying there was only one. 26 to 5. Like it was only one.
yeah.
They play. I don't know
Well,
who they
not only
played.
that,
They played the. You know what? They played the the Little League World Series championship team. That's what they.
oh
Evidently,
my
that's who they
god.
played.
Not only that, do you know the boys, the men's? made it
Yeah,
to
the
World
regionals.
Series too.
Hmm.
Yep, they're in the
Yeah,
region. Yep,
the-
they made it to the College World Series too. That's baby. Let's go. We running things up in this camp, baby. Don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on it. Let's go, man. Let's go.
what did Tiger do, Anthony? Tiger
Random
is
question.
billionaire now.
Tiger did something.
See,
Random question for Trey. Since you gave LeBron his five, did you give Tiger Woods his what did he do? I ain't hear nothing about Tiger. I didn't hear nothing about Tigger. I ain't hear nothing about Tigger. Hey, y'all make sure y'all check out the Road to the Goal in '96. The Dream On the women's dream team from 1980 96. I'm sorry, 1996 on Wednesday,
okay,
8 p.m.
Tiger made a billionaire. So I
Oh,
didn't
he
hear that
didn't.
yet. Yeah,
I didn't
so
hear
I
that.
haven't heard. I haven't heard that. But of course, that's saying.
That is huge.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
but you knew Anthony. What like? Come on, man. You knew he wasn't gonna give Tiger his flowers, bro. Tiger don't play for the Lakers. You knew that he wasn't gonna do that. He made sure he found out about
So
LeBron. You know what I'm saying? He
first,
probably did.
first and
He probably
foremost,
did very, very, very good research to ensure that he found out about LeBron being a billionaire.
so
But of
first
course,
and
he's not going to
foremost,
look to find out.
I
He
didn't
talking about
know.
he didn't hear about it. He
I
wasn't
didn't
even
hear
thinking to
about
look
it.
about it.
But let's just be honest.
Look, I'm just saying.
Y'all probably are investigating Tiger,
Here
and
we
so
go.
that's
Here we
why
go.
you
Here we
know that he's a
here we
billionaire
go.
because
Anthony, here we go.
y'all are
Nonsense.
he's under investigation, and for whatever reason, and I guess it'll come out, or one of y'all gonna say it or whatever like that. Like
He
before
just said
anyone
it.
else, he just he said he's a billionaire. I'm saying y'all one of us gonna come out whatever y'all investigating him for, and then they're gonna find out that okay that's all linked. So I get it. I just wait till y'all
Speaking of
let us know.
investigations, y'all do know Deshaun Watson is having a press conference today at 12:30 p.m. 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He is speaking to the media today, so that should be very interesting.
Would, would,
11:30
would I
Pacific.
see you or would I see you or
No, you will
Anthony
not.
in the background?
No,
you know
you will
you know how
not.
they be in the background standing there, but you or Anthony be in the background. You know y'all gonna
No,
be off
you
to
will
the
not.
side. We're looking and you're saying like they do on the in the movie, stand off to the side when you be listening
You
to
will
them
not
talk.
see me. You will not see me. I don't know if you'll see Nate Anthony, but you will not see me, bro.
So NFL. As we know, we love the NFL. We adore the NFL. Of course, one of the things that came out, Denver running back Melvin Gordon has stated it, let it be known that he's not going away easily. That he plans to compete for the number one spot in the Denver Broncos backfield. As you know, Devontae Williams was
He's over there.
was the
Yep.
top running back last year as he rushed
Mm-hmm.
for two as he carried 203 times for 903 yards. Of course, we know, and that was his rookie campaign. As we know, Melvin Gordon was out with Ellen, which gave Williams the opportunity to get in there. So now he's basically saying that he's not going away. They tried to give Austin Eckler, or they gave Austin Eckler the reins in the Chargers at the Chargers, and when he left and went on to Denver, so now he feels like they're trying to do the same with Devontae Williams, and he said he's not going away quietly. Um, do you think is this all just talk, or do you think Melvin Gordon the third actually has an opportunity, a chance
He has
to?
an opportunity. He has an
Okay.
opportunity. Melvin Gordon's a good running back, man. You stupid. I ain't nobody fooling with you, Anthony.
See, exactly. Yeah, so
No.
I guess it's because you're on the Tiger Woods case, and so you know,
Man,
saying he
oh
yeah,
my
he hasn't
God.
have a chance.
Here
He
he
hasn't had a
go.
chance.
Man,
He
don't
hasn't
y'all
had a
feed
chance.
into
He hasn't had a chance to debrief you yet. So I guess that's what's going on. So
don't y'all feed into that, man. I'm just
what's
telling y'all,
good,
don't y'all
Shannon?
feed in. What up,
But
Frank? What up? What
you
up?
say
Good. Good.
the Gordon's a good running back.
Yeah, Melvin Gordon is definitely a good running back. He a couple of years ago, he was killing it.
Hmm.
Um, so I definitely feel like it'll definitely be a running back battle between the two of them.
You drafted him.
And would I draft Melvin Gordon? Yeah, I feel like I would, depending on what I got already on my line in my lineup and what's left on the board. Yeah, I probably would. I wouldn't have a problem with drafting Melvin Gordon. I sure would. But don't worry about it. That time is coming, dear sir.
I was about to ask, what's your strategy?
I've already had the dream on how this fantasy football for our inaugural first formation fantasy football season. I came out on top, of course. So yeah. Don't worry, it's coming.
Remember
Don't
the
worry.
story I told you about Freddy Cougar and Nightmare on Elm Street? I don't believe
Well,
fairy
guess
tales
what,
again.
Freddie? I'm coming out on top this time, guy. Know that I'm coming out on top.
You know what? As long as you don't win, I'm good.
Oh, I'm gonna win. Oh, I'm gonna win.
If I
I'm gonna
got
win.
if I got to do something
And I
like
want to know. So me and Trey want to know, man. Just so y'all know, man, when we do come out with this inaugural first formation fantasy football season, I want y'all. We want to know. Listen, what would y'all prefer to have? Would y'all prefer to have a ring? Would y'all prefer to have a belt? Like, which one would y'all prefer to have? Would y'all prefer to have, a belt, a ring? What else is there? Oh, or a trophy.
matter of fact,
Leave it in the
what I want to
comments.
do, I'm
We'll,
gonna put
we'll,
a
we'll,
poll. I'm
we'll
gonna put a
revisit
poll
that
up on
again. Yeah,
our
put it,
face.
there you go. I
Well, I'm
like
gonna put
that.
a poll up.
I
Yeah,
like that.
I'm gonna put a
I like
poll
that,
up on
bro.
our page, and saying with saying a
Yeah.
couple so we can
Make
go
sure y'all
through
follow
as
us.
well as the
If y'all ain't
format.
following
Yeah.
us yet,
So
yeah, if y'all not following us, make sure y'all follow First Formation on Facebook. We are on Facebook as well as on Instagram. Got to
yes,
put it on both of them. Matter of fact, yeah.
yes,
So
yes.
yeah, make sure y'all follow us on both platforms, Facebook and Instagram. A poll will go up. Which would y'all prefer? I mean, it really doesn't matter because it's coming to me anyway. But I would like to get y'all input when whether I'm gonna wear it on my finger, whether I'm gonna host it up at the end, whether I'm gonna wear it around my waist. I just need y'all. I just want y'all to know I'm looking forward to it, putting it on. I just want to know.
Like you said, look forward to everyone. You know what? Everyone has aspirations at the beginning of the season until you get down to the point like they are now, and then it goes awry. Is everyone has a plan because they get punched in the mouth. I know Andre knows that, saying better. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
I'm just saying, bro. Oh,
Yeah, he
breaking
did. Yeah,
news. Serena Williams is back for Wimbledon. Williams officially set to return on her first tournament since injuring her leg a year ago. Woo-hoo! The queen of the tennis court, Serena Williams. What is this? What are you talking about,
he
Anthony?
talked
The NCAA
for the what's
champions
called
here.
for winning the thing. Your shirt is on the way, Anthony. I haven't forgot about you. Your
Oh,
shirt's
for
on the way.
the
Yeah,
the Final Four and
yeah,
the Sweet 16. Yeah.
yes, sir.
Oh, you won that? Oh, okay,
Yeah,
Anthony. All
yeah.
right, yeah, okay. I ain't talking reckless. I'm letting you
He's
know.
talking real.
Andre, make sure, Rick, you on there.
No, that's
That ain't Rick. That's
punchline.
not
That's
Rick.
punchline.
That's Punchline. I'm sorry. I thought
Yeah,
that was Rick. Yeah, make sure you on there, Punch. Make sure you join in. Y'all all make sure y'all get ready for it. Y'all make sure y'all get ready for it. It's coming.
he's
It's
talking
coming.
real reckless, extraordinary reckless. You know what? I almost said
Don't
something I
worry
shouldn't have
about it. It's
said.
coming.
I was about to say
Don't worry about it. It's coming.
I was about to say he talking as reckless as Henry Ruggs right now. But uh,
You
like I
dirty.
said, yeah, that was say. Forgive me. So
That's dirty.
Washington. Since we have
The
Asian,
Wizards?
yeah, no, the Commanders. Since we have
No, the Wizards. You might as well be talking about the Wizards.
since we have Asian Price on here, um, we have an.
Oh shoot! I
So
got you. I got
watch.
you.
So we have another episode of as the rookie contract ends and Terry McLaurin stand out. I'll give him that stand out 2 or 3 seasons. He has had 1,000 yards receiving as a wide receiver for the Washington Commanders as he basically he's holding out. He's sitting out waiting for to get his deal. His waiting. He's in his last year of his rookie contract, and he's looking for an extension that's going to pay him somewhere close to what his counterparts have received. Now, Terry McLaurin, as I said, has had 2,000-yard receiving seasons out of 3. Um, he was selected a round after AJ Brown, who of course got paid $25 million by the Philadelphia Eagles, and he's basically looking for the bag, and he's not playing. So he's not at mandatory mini camp, in which him not being at mandatory mini camp, of course, they incur a $93,000 fine for not attending mandatory mini camp before their summer camp. So $93,000 is what he most likely is going to end up losing. He's currently expected to make a base salary of 2.1 million, I think, from his rookie contract, in which he's basically asking uh, to make it happen so he can get paid. He'll get back into the league. I mean, get back to business with the team when he gets paid. On the other side of the spectrum, you have the same situation going on in Buffalo as All Pro safety first year All Pro safety Terry Poyer for Buffalo is also looking forward to get paid, but the difference is he's actually at minicamp. Although it's not expected that he's going to do much, contribute anything for the most part to the camp, but however, he is there in person to avoid assessing the fines, in which hopefully they can continue to work out as he's in the last year of his contract and is looking to get paid as well. So again, we get to this point to where we have players that are in contract. I'm not going to say contract disputes or negotiations. It's well, they're in negotiations, but it becomes a point to where it's like, again, contracts, and I'm starting to get it. I can understand it. Like, you feel like in the case of McLaurin, like I said, 2 1,000-yard seasons out of 4, and but in your base salary is 2 million, and you see the rest of your counterparts getting paid. Um, I I don't know. I just don't. It's again, where we at. Scary Terry. I'm very sure y'all want to lose him. McLaurin, like Samuel McLaurin, like that. Y'all have a cool receiving room there. But yeah, he wants to get paid. He's trying to get paid. He's trying to get paid. He's trying to get paid. But yet we have another situation. Currently, Debo is another player
Hey,
that's out there from that
what
draft
did I miss?
class.
What did I miss? Good morning, Zach. Good. I'm glad you made it back home safe, man. Glad to have you back, right? What happened with Terry McLaurin? What happened? What did he want?
He's trying to get. He's holding out. I mean, he's not in camp because he wants to get his
He wants
extension.
to get paid. He want to get the bag, right?
Hmm.
Terry McLaurin.
Oh
Ooh,
yeah.
has he done enough to get the bag?
Oh yeah. He has.
I
No, I say that he has. He's on his fourth year, and he's in his fourth year of his rookie contract. And 2 of the 4, he has 1,000 yard, has 1,000 yard receiving yards seasons.
well, it really don't matter though, because I mean, his numbers are gonna fall because they got Wentz
And that's another point why they say like he's not in camp. He can be starting to build a rapport with
with
Wentz.
Wentz. Yeah, yeah.
So it's like, but if he is one of the ones who definitely, not saying that none of the others are deserving, but he would be one
Mhm.
of the ones I would say that, saying he's performed. He's definitely been out for performed this contract, but yet I keep the same energy. Contract, fam. Like, you can't force us to give you an extension. You're on contract. Like, we can sit up and have Cox, but don't sit up and
Y'all
try to.
know how Trey feel about these contracts, yo.
I'm just
Y'all
saying,
know
bro.
how
Like,
he
don't
feel.
try to force my hand. Like, you're on
But hold
contract.
on, Trey. Cause hold on, because regardless of the contract, Trey, if you say he proved himself, that's irrelevant of his contract.
No, it's
Pay the
not
man.
the
Yes, it
contract.
is because
The
you
only
just
way I
because
see it
hold
irrelevant.
on, Trey, hold on, Trey, because you just said when we talked about Kyler Murray and his contract and him holding out and one, you was like pay the contract, and plus you ain't even done nothing to get
Yeah, he
get more
hasn't.
money, but this one has. You just said he has, so
Yeah, and
pay
I
the
said,
man
but yet I
again.
said
Again, you talking about Deshaun Watson? who didn't play a whole year. He didn't play a whole year, but he got a max contract. Come on, bro. You can't be straddling the fence, Trey. Come on, bro.
I'm not scattering the
Deshaun
fence.
Jared,
I'm keeping it. I say it. I'm keeping the same energy. Although he has outplayed his rookie contract. He is still under contract. So it's unfortunate, but finish your
nah, that's
contract. Like
nah, that's
they're gonna
BS.
have conversations. So like I said, but what this is my point, right? If I and you gotta think, if I was an agent, I would simply be. I wouldn't be. They probably would fire me. I probably get fired a lot. But
I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that.
yeah, I would. I probably would. I'm like, no, bro. Yeah, say, but so what? But what I'm looking at is if I was a GM or of course, well, I digress. If I was an agent, I would have a different tone. I'm not going to even hold you. Like, yeah, let's go get it. But but from that aspect, if I was a GM and we're looking at this, I'm not saying that we wouldn't pay you. We can have conversations, but don't try to force money by sitting up and talk about you going to sit out. Like that's not what we're going to do. You're contracted. You're under contract. And now, if we was able to sit up and put in the contract that if you don't perform to the level of what you're supposed to, then we can take some money back. And I think it's when you think it's already like that because there's only so many guarantees in which
What's
they
up? What up?
give.
What
Like
up? What up,
everyone's not
Butler?
getting guaranteed money. Everyone's not getting guaranteed money. So
Mm-hmm.
saying from that fact of the matter, then we can say in a sense we can do some different things to where it's like, okay, we sign you for 80 million, but only 35 million of that's guaranteed. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
that's saying that's a little different. Maybe that's that right, but it's like those contracts is there for a reason. If that's not the case, if you can come back and negotiate 2 to 3 years after we signed the contract to you a 5 year contract 2 years ago, you come back 3 years because you done won uh a Super Bowl MVP and we got a Super Bowl, then why did we have a contract in place to begin with? It's
Well, we
like
need a
at that
contract.
point.
We know we all know why the contract is in place because the contract is a binding document to ensure that money is being paid to the individuals and that you're going to come out and perform to your best ability on the field or the court. However, come with that being said, um, with that being said, I have to disagree with you, Trey, because I feel like if this guy has done his part
Mm-hmm.
and came onto the field and played to the best of his ability and done well out of the 4 seasons, you said he did 2 seasons of 1,000 yards receiving.
Mm-hmm.
That man is deserving of another payday, bro. He's
Yeah,
deserving of
I
another payday.
believe I agree.
Whether he's still in, but I'm saying whether he is still under his current contract, because again, we have spoke about this before when it came to us as military personnel. We have signed or re-signed a contract that not voided out our contract, but overlapped our current contract to re-enlist prior
Mm-hmm.
to our contract being expired.
Mm-hmm.
Which whether it gave us bonuses, whether it got us to a duty station in which we wanted, so forth and so on. I feel like that's the same example. That's the same thing. It's nothing saying that I don't see why not go ahead and pay the man and let him sign another contract that overlaps that contract so that you can keep him long term.
Yeah, it's extension.
When
It's
you're a
extension.
player and you don't right an extension, right? When you're a player and you're already 4 seasons in, or you're still on your rookie contract, and there haven't been any talks or anything said, you're kind of I could kind of see how a person or a player could be a bit um worried about their future because you're not giving me anything to look forward to. You're still having me playing on a current contract. I have produced for you 2 of the 4 years of 1,000 yards receiving, yet and still I'm still stuck in this same contract. Come on, man. At least
You're
do
in your last year. We're talking.
I got
We're
it.
having
But
talks.
Trey, what's
We're
the
having
difference?
talks.
No, but Trey,
Let's
what's
be
the difference
honest.
in the military though? What's the
Let's
difference?
be honest. Let's be honest. If they're the reason why they haven't sit up and gave because they want to make sure that they're sit up and getting all the value that they can out their money. If I because of the contract, if I sit up and give you a 5 year extension or 4 year extension worth $120 million with 86 million of that guaranteed, I'm on the hook for 86 million, whether regardless of what happens. Now that adds no, so that's one thing. There's a lot of sting to that. If what happens is you get injured in that first year of this extension, I'm on the hook for that, and you may not come back to produce in any much any better than what
Okay.
you did the
Okay.
first
So let
time.
me be
But
devil's
now I got
advocate.
to
I
pay
got
you that.
Okay, let me be devil's advocate. Okay, say you don't pay me, and say I go in and take our team to the Super Bowl. Now you want to pay me after and
Yes,
I go out and become the MVP. But now I don't want it. Now I don't want it because I'm the
that's
MVP. Now I don't want it, and I'm going to a whole nother team who's gonna pay me double to what you
and you
gonna pay
have
me.
that right.
But you lost out on me. You lost out
I
on me.
I yes,
You.
I did, but
That's
also what happens is what happens is now I have the money or the capital to go out and get another you.
you're not getting to me. You're not getting to me. You're not guaranteed to get
I'm
another
not
me.
getting Sean Davis, but
Right.
I might get someone else.
You
I
might.
have the capital.
Those are the
I have the
that's the
opportunity.
challenge.
Now I have options to step and go get another you that can be better, or saying, or as equally as well,
Or worse.
or a couple, or yeah, or worse, or a couple of people that can be you. Saying in tandem. So it's an option in which say as the manager, in which I have the option to sit up and make that to get that and take that and see if I can produce that. And so that's all I'm saying is like, but if I'm, and that's basically in my opinion, what it comes down to is like, okay, we can spend this money on you, but if we do, and if something goes wrong, now we in a bad way.
But that's chances on both sides of the book.
I wish I could decide to sit out and not work because I feel that is an outstanding job for a portion. Thank you, Taylor Made.
But
Appreciate that,
listen,
Pratt.
finish it. Finish it. When you
Yeah,
sign
but
that contract, it's a two-way agreement. Both parties has an obligation to
to
fulfill.
fulfill. Yes, and
So finish the whole thing.
but fulfilling because the contract in which we signed, I'm paying you for. You have to sit up and put it. So of course, what you're doing is you're playing for the next contract. You're not playing to force me into the next contract. You're playing so that way when the next contract comes up above, you show that you are done, you've performed, and you're worthy of getting a promotion or getting paid more. Not you're
Mm-hmm.
forcing me to sit up and pay you more at the end of the day. Case in point, Steph Curry, his
But you,
first deal with the Golden State was similar to the role players that was based on his potential and performance. He never set out performers better and is being rewarded for it. True that. And so when I was going to school to be a athlete manager or a sports agent, uh, one of the things that's always been talked about is, for the most part, most agents do not take a salary or a cut of any of the money from a first year player in NBA because they're not really making much money. They don't make too much. So usually they don't take, well, correction, let me clarify. They don't take anything from their salary, from their pay. Because what you can do as an agent, you can make money from their pay, or you can make money from their marketing deal. You can make anywhere from 1 to 10% from the endorsements and sponsorship, and you can make anywhere from 1 to 3% from uh, their their um, their base pay. So most rookies don't really make any money in their base pay, so they don't ask for anything from the base pay. They just hope that they whatever they can bring them in from other aspects, they can make a considerable amount from that, and then that in terms, if they look at that and think they're doing good, then when they get ready to tap in for their second time around, then that's when you're able to sit up and pull off that second contract or the next contract in which you broker. So that part. So when you look at that, but that's from the agent standpoint. So when you take in consideration and look at that, in the case like Coach Uriah was just talking about Steph Curry, he really didn't make that much. He was a second round pick, and seen as a role player. His play has turned him into what he is today, and he's being paid. So, but he had to sit 3 to 4 years in order to get that and make that pay to be in that position. That's the same thing in which and I can assure you, even one, what they happen is because they have restricted free agency in the NBA. So with the restricted free agency, if someone sees him of value, they try to go after him and be like, okay, we're willing to pay you this. Of course, the team can come back and match and be like, okay, we're going to match that and pay you this. in the in game, you're back. You're no longer a restricted free agent. You're here. If, however, if you don't go into the restricted free agency and no one offers you a sheet, you continue to play for the team in which you have. And then when you play for the team they have, you're able to be a free agent the following year to where you can negotiate and go after whoever and whoever can get you. The same thing in the NFL. At the end of the day, when you sit up and say like you go and you turn up and because I didn't give you a offer sheet or I didn't offer you an extension, we didn't sign an extension the year before, and now you done turned this into an MVP team. You're the MVP. You're the Super Bowl MVP. We're a Super Bowl team and all that type of stuff. If you decide to leave, deuces. I that's all I can do is take the empower myself and be like, damn, we didn't lock him up. It is what it is, and on to the next one.
Okay.
Because
What
at
you
the end
talking
of the
about?
day, you can't. At the end of the day, you can't take that championship from my squad.
I look at it like you want a new contract, you want more money, but you don't want to show up to work to show me you are ready for that money. Your contract will be waiting for you to show up, but that's not true. I've worked for you for the past 4 years. I
And I've
have
been
worked for
paid
you. That
for what you
you
contracted
have
to
been
play.
paid, but I need you to know again when it's all said and done. What y'all missing? What I was saying was the fact that people want to know about their future.
Yeah, I
Y'all
understand that.
living in the moment. You not. What about my future? When it's all said and done,
First
Ma,
and foremost.
I got you paid me for what I've done for this 4 years. But what about what I'm gonna do for you the next 4 years? I
So,
get it.
so you
I
said the
need I
military,
need
right?
money. Mhm.
So what we know is the military, and we have contractually agreements in which when we sign, we get X amount of dollars for every year because it's already
Mhm.
laid out. If you go and you pull up a military pay table, you can see what the expectancy is for me to break as a
Mhm.
E5 from year 4 all the way out to year 24. If I'm say at
Mhm.
E5, as well as
Right.
if I get promoted, what I'm going to look at. We all know that in the military. It's the same
Right.
thing. It's the same thing with the for the most part to a degree in sports or in the NFL for this month we're talking about. They have through the CBAs they already have agreements that is like saying you should make in between this and this time frame or whatever case like that. Now the difference is like you said, when we first signed a contract, I'm paying you based upon your future. And so because you haven't played it down for me as a rookie. So you depend on where you got drafted at is depending on where you get your money from. If you just like we know, old dude got drafted. Number one, he got paid $35 million. He could get paid up to 4 to 5 years, $35 million. Of course, the last year we had to pick up the option, and when we pick up the option, then he gets then he gets paid the rest of his money. Now, in the case of where we're talking like the Debos, the AJ Browns, and all that type of stuff, this case of Lauren, he's in his last year in which he's unfortunately making $2 million. That's what he's left on his pay for his last year. Now he got paid
Okay.
whatever he got paid because, like I said, he got drafted a round after AJ Brown. So of course the money was lesser. It was less money, but he got drafted. He's been getting paid but he has struck in lieu of he has what you can perceive as outperformed $2 million because he's looking at what is being paid or who is being paid at the end of the day, and now he wants a piece of that. But we have to keep certain things in mind. He got traded from Tennessee to Philadelphia.
Okay.
Philadelphia wants to lock him up to have him X amount of time frame. So it made sense for them to go ahead and give him that money and extend them so that way they could keep him, which was also probably a tangible for him to be able to come there and be like, okay, I'm coming here. I can play free of mind knowing that I'm going to be here 3 to 4 years after the fact and don't have to sit up and think about what is going on at the end of the day or where I'm going to be at or if I'm going to be I'm traded here like to basically keep him at it, you know saying, so there's not bless you, so it doesn't, so it's not a problem. And so basically that's what it comes down to be. So it's we know what it is. So if I'm working and now I've been paid for what for the future, what I'm expected to do in the future in some way. Now you're coming up on that time again. We can have a discussion, but to sit out and try to force me into this discussion or force me to pay you when you're already under contract for money that you've been getting paid is you did exactly what you're supposed to outperform your contract, which means now you're in position to get paid. No different than you don't have to think about it. In the military, the Army particularly, at 24 months, 26 months, you're able to be promoted to E4 automatically, right? You can
Mm-hmm.
be, but you don't
Right.
have to. If I say as an NCO, as your
But because of your
lead,
performance,
your
it's a
performance,
good
yes,
performance.
if your performance, you
Okay,
will or you can be promoted prior to,
that part.
or when you hit your 26 months, you will be promoted to E4 for your just for being an E4, and you don't even have to perform above and beyond. You just have to be good or mediocre for that time frame to set up and make it to that 26 point mark to where now you're getting paid as an E4. But I don't have to automatically promote you per se, but I do need to have a reason to why I can't promote you per se to what automatic promotion, because you can be a 30-month E3 if I have justification on why I don't think you should be promoted automatically to E4 for the most part. So when you have that, when you say, well, look at it, and you start to look at it like, okay, waivers, your time and grade, time and service. I would give you, if you're deserving of a waiver, you get a waiver, but there's only so many waivers that can be given within the unit. If you're deserving of it, then okay, you do that. So yes, you do that under the contract, but of course that's what's in a contract as well, not per se like, but that's what's understood through our counseling in which we have, in which I sit up and start talking. And like, okay, this is what can happen. We lay out what needs to happen, contract, lay out in that council statement session what needs to happen in order for you to hit it, like these incentives for you to be in position to get promoted to the next level ahead of your time. That is laid out in the contract, which is that in the council statement in which we're having a conversation. Because if I don't go and do that, and you feel like because through those counselings in which we're having, you're being told, hey, let's do this. This is what. So I'm telling you and laying out to you what you need to do to be able to go to the next level or be paid at the next level. So it's in a contract, because if you're hitting on those cylinders and I'm telling you this is what you need to be doing, then of course you come knocking on my door wondering like, hey, what's good? How can I go? I've been doing exactly what I'm supposed to do. What's up with this next level, this promotion or whatever case like that. And so it that's the same thing when you're talking about in these contracts, to where it's like, okay, this is what's going on, but what's not going on, I guess like I said, is on the back end probably is that guaranteed money. But in the case of when you're getting paid guaranteed money, then you need to be performing on the guaranteed purpose. So if I'm paying you guaranteed money and you're not performing in a guaranteed as a guaranteed player, then there's a conversation to be had. Don't come trying to hold out, talking about you holding out because you feel like you should get paid more for what you're doing and you're not performing. So I just look at it like, I think Coach Uriah said earlier, it should be, or someone said, you should be getting paid for what you get paid. If you're not, for one, if you're not showing up to camp when you're supposed to, a part of getting paid, no different from people who are reservists. You're supposed to come to drill. If you don't show up to drill, you don't get paid. You don't show up a couple of times, we start looking at like, okay, we no reason for you to be on the team anymore. Gotta go. So if you want to get paid, I'm talking to Bishop and not Trey. I was about to say the one thing you will be able to say is, if you on my team, I'm going to be fair and impartial, whether getting awards or punishment. So that's at the end of the day. It was like you can get that. It's like if we on the up and up, we good. But you don't want to be on that opposite side of saying the table with me. That's just what it is. But like I said, if I was an agent, different aspect. I flip it and apply it the same way, and I would figure out a loophole to get my
if you're an
personal
agent,
money.
well, if you're an agent,
Yeah,
you're
yeah, because
gonna
that's my money
your
too.
decision,
Like
right?
yeah.
You're gonna make sure you're fair.
But I'm not gonna
Your
BS my
player gets
player
paid.
either. I'm gonna let them know,
You're not
like,
gonna what?
hey, I'm not gonna BS my player either, though. I'm gonna be
So
like,
you're
hey,
gonna
you ain't
actually tell
performing,
him to
fam.
play out his contract? You gonna tell him to play out his contract?
If he's not performing as such, I'm like, yo, you gotta play
No,
it out,
hold on.
man.
We're talking about the individual in which you spoke
Oh,
of, which
McLaurin.
started with
Oh
yeah.
no,
Are
we
you
gonna go
gonna
get that money.
uh,
If we McLaurin, we gonna have the
my
money. I'm gonna figure it out.
see?
Yeah. But like I said,
That's
it's on different things. That's like Jag compared to TDS, like trial defenses. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I can't advise you. I'm not gonna I advise the commander. You can be my homeboy, but I advise your commander. So I'm not gonna sit up and give you anything outside of that, but I'm gonna tell you to go see TDS. They advise you. But at the end of the day, it's like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I advise. So yes, I'm going to advise my client if he's outplayed his contract. I'm with him. Like, hey, let's go get this money. Let's see if we can sit up and get them in. I don't think I'm gonna advise you to sit out though. I might have you go and you know what I'm saying, you show up so you can continue to get your
mm-hmm.
money. But you know what I'm saying, we're gonna tailor it back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? No different from if you was practicing or working out in your own gym or whatever case like that, or with your with your people. Go, don't let them take your money. But I'm not gonna if he's outplayed if he hasn't outplayed his contract though, I'm just gonna be real with him. Be like, nah, let's go ahead and I'll play this and I can because of course I'm in talks with them, so I know what they're trying to do. So I'm supposed to be streamlining that and trying to flip it into what needs to happen. But if I know without a doubt, I'm not going to lie to you. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, if I'm agent Amir, correction, if I'm sports agent Amir, I don't want y'all to think anything else. If I'm sports
Yeah,
agent Amir,
he just gave his identity away.
if I if
Y'all
I
heard it there,
sports
Anthony.
agent
You heard it.
Amir, I'm
You
going
heard it,
to
Anthony.
advise you different as general manager Amir at the end of the day.
That may be the issue now. His agent may not be negotiating his contract well enough to have this type of option in
Oh no, his
because
agent
they
is his agent's Drew
in the
Rosenhaus.
Super Bowl.
His
Oh
agent's Drew
yeah,
Rosenhaus.
which is well known. Yeah, which
Yeah,
is
so
well
his
known.
agent is
Drew
doing
Rosenhaus
exactly what
is
he
well
needs
known.
to do.
Yeah, he's well known. And Drew, that means 9 times out of 10, Drew Rosenhaus probably told him to sit out, to hold out. If that's the case, if Drew Rosenhaus is his agent, 9 times Drew told him to hold out. When it's all said and done, Drew's name is well known in NFL
In
and
these
stuff
street,
like that.
in these
Mm-hmm.
agent streets.
Agent Streets. There you go. Who's the head of Lamar Jackson's his agent has him waiting. At one point I thought it
That's
was his
Lamar.
family. I think
Yeah,
it's Lamar though. I want to say it's
that's
Lamar,
all
but
Lamar.
he made it to OTAs today. They
Yeah,
started
he's there.
OTAs,
He showed up.
so he's there. He showed up. He did. He
He
showed up
just,
to OTAs.
I think it's a situation. Lamar feel like, oh, I'm good, fam. Like I don't need to be at, I don't need to be at voluntaries. It's voluntary, and I don't need to be there. I don't want to be there. And you know,
He
what I'm
needs,
saying,
but
but
why doesn't he? He has a he don't have he has new people there.
I
Why
guess
doesn't
he's,
he need to be
I
there?
guess he's going to do that
He's
all
not he's not a
in
10-year
mandatory.
vet. He's not a 10-year vet, Trey. He not, you know what I'm saying? This dude, like, he needs to be at OTA.
He's a 4 year vet with the MVP
Right.
trophy
Facts.
and a Rookie of the Year trophy.
Facts. But he has new personnel. He lost personnel.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So he needs I feel like he needs to be there. In my opinion, you know, that's just me. That's just me.
So when you basically, as you're a teammate, you're looking at him different because he didn't pull up during
I'm not looking
voluntaries.
at him different. As a teammate, I'm probably concerned.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably concerned because I'm wanting to know bro, especially if I'm coming in as a rookie, like put yourself in a rookie's position, Trey. You're a rookie. You coming into Baltimore as a wide receiver, or even for you as a tight end. You coming in as a tight end, even though you know you're playing behind Mark Andrews. You're a
Mm-hmm.
tight end. You're a rookie. You come in. You expecting to see Lamar at OTAs. You don't see him. What is your take on that? How do you feel as a tight end coming in as a rookie into the Baltimore Ravens organization at OTAs?
I Well, that's a little different because I need you to be there to show, you know what I'm saying, so for me to be able to flourish for the most part because I'm not taking passes from PJ Walker throughout the season. I'm not too big PJ Walker. What's his name? Damn, he was a quarterback for UCLA. That's probably why I don't care what his name is. But I'm not taking passes for him. So uh, it's a little bit different from that aspect because I need you to be in to show that we have a chemistry to where it could be seen like, okay, maybe we need to change up a little bit and do something different from that aspect. But ultimately, you're saying to answer that question, I don't think I would feel anything particular I mean, I would prefer that. Okay, the quarterback that I'm trying to the one taking reps throughout the game is who I want to build a rapport with to show that okay, we have a rapport. He likes me. He puts the ball where he needs to be, and show that I can play with him as opposed to not having him. But I don't. In that case, I don't really think because we all know Mark Andrews is his go-to. So I would be competing. I'm already have an uphill battle for the most part. What you say, Coach Rye? Hmm.
My apologies, Trey.
Oh no, you good, you good.
No, my wife just let me know there was an active shooter in our area, so
Oh,
um, I had to find out what was going on.
for whatever reason, I
What
don't
did
know
you
why
say?
that is a trend.
What the difference in the
Active
military?
shooters, no, active shooters. I don't know why that's a
Oh,
trend.
it's going on. It's going on. Yeah, it's in the Lackland area, so that's crazy. But what did you? What was your take on as being a rookie and Lamar not being at OTAs? I didn't hear.
So I was, oh, sorry, yeah, I was saying that for the most part, I think it's a little bit different, but I can understand. Like I would want if I'm looking at, I'm trying to get a position on the squad. I don't want to get catch balls from the. I don't want to catch passes from the the
Backup.
backup. Yeah, I want because
Right.
ideally is I want to sit up and I'm competing. I'm already in the uphill battle when being behind Andrews for the most part. So you know what I'm
Right.
saying. So I need to get in front of that, and the best way to get
Right.
in front of it is for you to be there.
Get your
So
timing right with the current
yeah,
quarterback
with
that's
the
starting.
current
Right.
quarterback. But you know what I'm saying? So it would be a little bit different, I think, because we all know Andrews is his favorite target currently. So like in that sense, I would want to go with him, but for the most part, uh, I think it would. I had to take it upon myself just to kind of like get myself right and be ready. So when he does show up, that hey, we can go. So I can show the coaches because obviously I need the buy-in is showing the coaches that I'm capable, regardless of who's at the quarterback position. And then when that, you know, saying so, I show that. Then that should be the buy-in to okay, when Lamar gets here, let's see what he got to put me in that to make a play to be in the position to get to be able to get those passes, receive those passes. So
Okay.
that's for me. I wouldn't think anything. That's what I would think about. Like, okay, he's not here. What can I do to put myself in position so when he gets here, I'm on that stage?
Right. Gotcha. Totally got it. The difference in the military is you can be under contract and still be promoted. You control your own path. In sports, you have guaranteed money and more, and some incentives that are paid based on how you perform. True story, true straight facts. Coach Hunter, Lamar has to be there with has to be there. The whole offense is him. I'll see. I totally agree. Appreciate you, Freddie. Bishops, you stay indoors and be safe, man. No doubt, bro. No doubt. I'm concerned because of my daughter. But yeah, I totally get it. I totally get it.
So
Um,
go ahead. Yeah, go
yeah.
ahead. Go ahead.
No. You was hitting it right. Go ahead.
No, I was just about to say. I was just about to say. Additionally, another person under contract now, running back Jarek McKinnon has signed a 1 year deal with Kansas City. As he was on Kansas City's team last year, he signed the 1 year deal, which puts him in position to compete. Already, Kansas City has Clyde Edwards Hilaire, who Ronald Jones the second, who signed last year. They lost Derek Gore to the Cardinals, and they also have Isaiah Pacheco, who was picked up in the seventh round of this year's draft. So now they have a 4 man deep uh, running back room. Ultimately, Jarek McKinnon is all right, but I don't know. That's probably going to be a 1-2 punch between Ronald Jones the second if he could get back to the form in which he had when he was in Tampa Bay for one or two seasons, those 1 2 years, and Hilaire, of course, who was drafted by them last year before last, to be their premier running back. So to put those in perspective, of course. What else did we have? The Oh, I'm very sure you a Philadelphia fan, so I'm very sure you heard about yesterday. Devin Allen probably jumped for joy. Uh,
Devin Evans. What? No, I haven't heard. To be honest with
Oh
you.
no, you didn't.
Mm-mm.
He ran the third fastest time in the 110-meter hurdles in the world.
What? No, I didn't hear that.
Hmm. Yeah, he ran a 12.8, which is only a four tenths of a 400 tenths of a second off from the world record.
Nice.
And
We'll
then now
take
we did have a conversation yesterday where they talked about if that is if it's going to translate
into
it's,
on the field. That's the
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah, because
Yeah.
he hasn't played since 2000, he hasn't played football since 2016, but he plans to
Oh my
run
gosh.
he he plans to run next year. I mean, he plans to run again at the end of this month and again in July. And then after that, he's going to go ahead and shift his focus to football.
Hmm.
Anthony
Yeah.
says
Well, let's hope.
you only care about starters on your team.
No, no, I care about all our people, man. I ain't gonna. I care about all our people. For real, for real. I care about everything.
Mm. Oh, I did give a kudos. What do you think about this, Bishop? Big 12. I understand Oklahoma and Texas are going to the SEC 3 years from now, but y'all will be receiving four other individuals as the BCS the Big 12 will receive Cincinnati, Houston, BYU, and UCF in 2023. Um, the pot is boiling for Baker and the Panthers.
2023. By hopefully by that time we be headed out to the SEC.
I think y'all get there 2025.
We well, if we pay the money, if
Oh, okay,
Oklahoma
okay,
pays the
okay,
money, we can go earlier. But
okay, okay.
Oklahoma's not trying to pay the money. Yeah, at the latest we can go with 2025. But if we pay the money, we can go now.
Hmm.
Hold on.
In which, of course, this morning it was oddly enough. It had I seen the conversation. Yes, UCF is moving, Leslie. UCF will be leaving uh, and going to the Big 12. So I guess to figure that they have a better opportunity of competing in the Big 12. Baker and the Panthers. I have to look into that to see. I Of course, there's been talks in general now that Jimmy Garoppolo has came back off the surgery, where they're talking about the trade. So right now, the hottest people on the trade market, presumably, are that of Baker Mayfield and Jimmy Garoppolo to move them from their current situations, in which there's been reports coming out of 49ers camp that Trey Lance is doing pretty well. Nothing but great things to say for him. But of course, those are all comments made by the um, the players and the coaches. And I don't think you don't wouldn't plan or expect anyone to say anything different, unless he was me, of course. He'd be like, "Oh no, this cat's trash. I don't know why we drafted him." If that was the rhetoric, and I was in the organization, it's like I'm gonna speak the truth. But I'm gonna go to him, let him know, oh, well, this is what my truth is currently, and this is what I'm gonna say. It's not to say that I don't support. It's just to say that this is how I see it. That I want you to be aware of it. Uh, but in any case, um, for Carolina to go after currently, of course, Sam Darnold is the expected starter. You got, but they did draft. Who did they draft? Ritter. Who did Carolina draft? Listen, who did Carolina draft? If you still on, I know they drafted a quarterback. I can't remember. Uh, but yes, UCF. To answer your questions, Leslie, UCF is moving on the bigger as far as a name and being the big one of the big six conferences. That's a look, but I don't. Besides that, I don't see any difference. Like they're going to the Big 12, and let's be honest, outside of Oklahoma and Texas, what does the Big 12 have besides Baylor?
They have Kansas State.
But Kansas State just started hitting back on cylinders. I would just be I would be interested to know. Besides that, that's all they have. So I'm not. I think adding Houston isn't bad. BYU has this up and down season, but of course that's versus other people. So now that they have to play, like you said, the Kansas States, the Baylor's, uh, I'd be interested to to see how that fares. But Houston and Cincinnati. I mean, they like I said, Houston and
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
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 So you know what I'm saying. So maybe it's not that bad. UCF was dominant in their years, but of course, look at hell, Gilbert played for y'all. Gilbert's on y'all squad now, so it's like okay, so how's that going to go? So it remains to be seen. And then of course, I'm very sure it's open now with Texas and Oklahoma potentially leaving and moving. Carroll, yes, Matt Carroll, you're right.
Matt Carroll out of Mississippi.
Yeah,
You
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. Yep.
Yeah, uh, so maybe not that bad of a move for them. Just no different. Like Texas A&M moved from Big 12 and went into SEC and was all right.
All
Uh,
right. Have
yeah,
they ever won SEC
they
in
did
any?
1 year, didn't they?
No, I don't think they have. Not since they've been there.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe not. They won a division, haven't they?
I don't think they
I
won
think
a
they won.
division.
I think they won a
I don't
division. I
think.
don't think
I don't even think they won a division. To be honest, I don't think they've done any of that since they've been in. None of the teams that went over there to the SEC during that time. Um,
West Virginia.
yeah, none of them have done anything in the SEC in regards to like winning something.
Who is it? West Virginia left. Texas A&M. Whoever went to the SEC at that time, or was it just that West Virginia and Texas State, Texas A&M,
I forget who else it was.
Missouri? That was another one.
Oh, Missouri. That's what it
Yeah.
was. Yeah. And then whatchamacallit went left and then went over there. Nebraska left Big 12 and went to the whatchamacallit.
Definitely some moving around.
Hold on, I'm
Who's this?
about to tell you.
Okay.
Um, the last time the last time Texas A&M even won a conference title was in 1998. And they wasn't
Oh
even that's
wow.
when it was in the Big 12.
But it's still
They
the Big
haven't even
12.
they haven't that's what I'm saying. They have not done anything since they really like done anything since they've been in SEC. Yeah, the last time they won a conference title was in 1998.
See, this comment right here is very disrespectful in many ways, in my opinion. It's disrespectful to the Big 12. It's disrespectful to the Pac-12. It's disrespectful to even
Really?
the
Why,
Big 10.
why would you want to see UCF to go to the SEC or the ACC?
Disrespect.
Wow.
The disrespect. Pac-12 is going to be, of course, selected.
The who?
You heard me, the Pac-12.
I beg to differ, but okay. That's yet to be determined. Oh, Texas A&M, they left the Big 12 in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
So they've been over there 10 years and ain't done nothing.
That's going to
They
be
ain't
y'all
won.
too.
No, oh no, oh no, oh
How,
no, oh no.
what do you think? How long is it going to take before y'all actually make some noise in the Big 12? I mean, in
What's
the
noise?
SEC.
What's noise? Let me
Uh,
get your definition of noise.
okay, good question. So, how long do you think, if any, it'd be before y'all win a division? I
A
wonder what
division.
division they go. Yeah, I wonder what division they're gonna
Yeah, I
put y'all
wonder what
in.
division they're gonna put us into. I would give us before we win the division, and I would have to say it depends on what division they put us into. But I'll probably give us
I think they
Three
put y'all
years.
in the what's that east or is that
South,
what's it? The south? It's the south.
north and
Well,
south,
no, they
north
put
and
you in the
south.
north. Probably put you in the north.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
I
probably
see
give.
your north. Yeah, north.
Yeah, I would probably say. I probably say anywhere between 3 to 5 years. 3 to 5 years, We'll win our division, or our division, not our conference. Yeah, I guess
So if they put y'all
Pac-12
in
ain't got
if they put correction the east, it would be the
the
yeah
East West.
east. Yes, east and west.
Oh, okay. Pac-12 ain't out. But Pac-12 ain't on the SEC or the ACC level. Let's be real. Ooh,
Oh,
jabs,
oh.
jabs, jabs by Leslie. Jabs.
So they put y'all in the SEC West. Y'all would be in with Georgia, Kentucky, Tennessee, Missouri, South Carolina, Florida, and Vanderbilt.
In the West?
In the East,
Oh
that's
yeah,
the
we'll
East.
win that in. Oh, you said that's the East or the West?
Yeah, that's the East.
Oh yeah, we win that in probably definitely within 2 to 3 years.
In the East? Well,
Yeah, you said Alabama. You said Alabama and who?
no, Alabama's not in it.
No, not Alabama. You said Georgia. Who?
Georgia. I think your problems would be Georgia,
Competition.
Tennessee. Yeah, Georgia, Tennessee,
We'll beat the
and
brakes off
Florida.
Tennessee.
And Florida.
Those are the only 3 teams, right? All the rest
Yeah.
of them, we running three. We running through. So those will be our three, and we just beat Florida in a bowl game 2 years ago. Thrashed them here in Texas. So yeah, we just beat Florida.
In which then
Thrashed
Texas
them.
would be in with Alabama, Ole Miss, Arkansas, Mississippi State, Texas A&M, Auburn, and LSU.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's a
ooh,
gauntlet.
Texas. Yeah, it's a gauntlet over there in the West. Ooh, yeah, that West is a gauntlet. Yeah, Leslie. So no, he was balling over there at Minnesota. He wanted out because they didn't want to pay him what he was worth. He's always a 18 to 20 and a 10 to 15 rebound consistently.
I'm talking about
Hmm.
Wiggins.
They must be talking about Waves. Yeah,
The disrespect. You know what? I'm gonna let these here do the talking.
I mean he came for you.
No,
He actually came
you
for
know,
you, bro.
it's
He
cool.
came for you.
It's gonna. I'm gonna let you because UFC would never in the Pac-12, so that's why they go into the Big 12.
Mm, mm. We
That's all right.
shall see.
I
We
will be
shall
sure.
see.
I'll be sure to keep a close eye on UFC and in the where's UFC play at now? Because listen, they're not even in the Big 12 yet. So
Oh, the UCF? You mean?
UCF, yeah. I
They're in
think
the.
what they in the
I don't know
CAA or
what the.
something like that.
Yeah, I don't know what division they in. To be honest, UCF is in what division? What are they in?
They're in the I thought they're in the AAC.
The AAC. Yeah. The AAC.
Blasphemy! How are you even having a conversation with us?
The AAC. Yeah. Who's over there?
East Carolina,
Oof.
South Florida, Houston.
That's the Houston problems.
Yeah, I'll give you that. East Carolina, Houston, Cincinnati, Tulane, Wichita State, Memphis, and Florida. That's South
Oh my
Florida.
god. Oh
The,
my god.
how dare he?
How dare he? He said, "How
And
can
they
you talk?" And then the AAC.
SMU, Temple, Navy,
Oh God.
Tulsa.
Oh my lord.
No, they still there. They ain't moved yet. They don't move till next year. They still there. Don't try to silver walk off now.
Says they don't try to run now.
Yeah, yeah,
No, they
they
ain't
still
moved out yet, Leslie. They ain't there yet, man. And he talking about,
there.
I'm glad they moved out there. They ain't moved out yet. Oregon Ducks football runs the Pac-12. Mm, another jab.
It's okay.
Jab after jab.
Everyone would learn.
You gonna learn today. They jabbing that trade. What? What?
But as we
When was
come
the last
to
time Oregon? Well, I
Oregon,
guess. Yeah.
they won last year. No, year before last, because
Okay.
they beat USC in the in the Pac-12 finals.
Championship. Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
We were supposed to play
Oh, no.
Washington and end up getting or no. Actually, I said correctly. I think we were supposed to play Oregon and end up getting Washington and lost or something like that. But that's uh
Oh,
let me see.
you talking about Oregon from the Anthony? You talking about Oregon when them Chip Kelly days? I don't know if Oregon's been that team since Chip Kelly left. They got the best uniforms in college football, though. I give them that without question. They got that.
Mm-mm-mm. Let's see. Wait, when was the last time Oregon won?
It's been a minute.
I'll tell you the last time Oregon won was hold up, I almost said the wrong thing. The last time Oregon won was 2020, in which they won 22. They won 2019 and 2020. So yeah, that's what happened. We were supposed to play Washington in the Pac-12 championship, but COVID. They had too many COVID issues, and we ended up playing Oregon and lost.
Mm.
Because if we had won that year, we probably would have went to play the Fiesta Bowl against Iowa State. The last time USC won was in 2017,
Okay.
and that was the Cotton Bowl. And then we ended up losing the Cotton Bowl that year to Ohio State.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so no problem. So in any case, that's our time for today. We greatly appreciate y'all being information with us this morning. Of course, like Bishop was saying, be on the lookout on our social media for our poll and reference, so we can start to make our way towards this fantasy inaugural year in fantasy football. Uh, Green and black is sexy. um, Bishop, any other words? Now that you've been blessed and had the uh, that that experience, the Vegas experience.
Oh man, no man. I just like I said, I enjoyed myself with the fellas, man. We had a great time. Enjoy if you have an opportunity to get out there, man, make sure y'all get out there and enjoy the Sin City. But with that, enjoy y'all Tuesday, man. Have a great Tuesday. Have fun with it. Be safe out there. A lot of things going on, man. Appreciate you, Leslie. Um, we definitely want to see y'all Monday through Friday from 09 to 1100 hours, and that's from 9 o'clock a.m. to 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time for you civilian personnel. We thank you. Without y'all, there is no first formation. We appreciate you.
Greatly looking at it. Donovan, they don't want that. They don't want that, Donovan. But yes, so we look forward to seeing y'all here tomorrow, like I said, 09 1100 hours. So we can have more conversation, talk, see what's going on with the latest in the NFL, latest in the NBA, maybe some the World Series championship series for the men, the NCAA, maybe a little MLB. You don't know. It'll be here. Look forward to seeing y'all at this time. Show attention, Fallout. Look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow.
Roll 5 Military Fraternity Incorporated.